we start with maybe an update on missing players and injured players and obviously Josh?
Yeah, I think with Norris it's probably extended time, so I don't have any more really info, but it'll be, we'll have some more info later on. With Hamannik, I think he'll probably week to week, so won't be on the trip, but we'll see. I think Josh and Shabbat, I think it's more like a maintenance day today, so.
Do you mean Tim? And you said Josh, but you mean Tim?
Yeah, Tim, sorry, yeah. Just checking to see if you're listening.
So when you said extended, like weeks or months, or is it too early to know?
Too early to know, yeah.
But not going to be back anytime soon.
No.
Given his history, is that tough for him?
Well, it's not much you can do. I mean, like that's part of. We'll see. We'll have a little more information down the road, but right now, I think you got to stay positive and hope that it's not whatever it is as he has to deal with.
How much could he lean on a guy like Tarasenko who's had a number of injuries throughout his past as well, shoulder, and how much can he take from him, just the veteran experience?
Well, I think those are things that you've got to take a positive attitude, put the work that's required to do the rehab that you have to do, and then get back and working at it. And it's just unfortunate because I thought Josh was probably playing his best hockey of the season for us. I think since he's been team, I thought with Drake Batherson, I thought that line was very effective. It had good speed, and they were doing a good job getting some production as well. That's the unfortunate part. But I mean, sometimes when injury happens, it opens up an opportunity for somebody else, and we'll move Ridley Gregg back to center, and go from there.
There's one more on Josh. Do you know, is it shoulder related, or where?
It's upper body, so yeah, we'll see.
Looks like you're going to get Zoom back tomorrow, Coach.
Yeah, we hope that he should be ready to be back. So, I think that way we still have our 6D, that are experienced. And je pense, premièrement, il y a de l'expérience. C'est un joueur qui, je pense, qui a quand même bien performé avec Sanderson. Je pense qu'il aime, ça apporte une stabilité à notre défensive, ça apporte de la profondeur. Son expérience, 5 contre 5, son expérience en désavantage numérique sont des facteurs importants.
You started the last 3 games down 2-0 to start the game. How much of an emphasis is the start of the game for your team just to maybe get a better start?
Well, I think, the emphasis is always to have a good start, and sometimes you don't always control whether the puck's going to go in or it's not going to go in, or whether we score or they score. You got to be able to handle both ways, but for sure it helps. But, I think we had been a pretty good team, and even in those defeats, I thought it wasn't so much the goals that we gave in the first. I think like the last game against Nashville, I thought we had a dominant second period against them. We created several good chances. We couldn't score, and then they got a goal at the end of the period. I think that broke our back. So yes, we want to have a good start, but you got to be focused on playing hard for 60 minutes.
When you see that third period, though, in those shots, do you think you ran out of gas, or were you?
Well, that's part of it. I think we had I think we had a tough game against Washington. They're a team that that's big and grind, and I give credit to Nashville in the third period. They just put the puck deep in our zone and really work behind the net a lot. They made us play in the defensive zone a lot. So and I think with Norris out and then losing some other defensemen, I think we just we weren't able to generate much.
It was really hard to see Josh Norris, I'm sure, leave the ice. What was your reaction, and just How are you guys taking that right now?
Yeah, we feel for him. We're praying for him. You don't like to see that, especially with what he's been going through. So, yeah, I haven't talked to him today, but I hope he's doing all right.
Did you notice, like, was there a sag on the bench when that goes on, like just emotionally for the group the rest of the game, or what did you sense from?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I mean, not even from that, but I just think I felt like our energy was a little bit down that game, and they kind of gave it to us. They played hard, so yeah, I don't know.
What lessons can be taken from a third period like that? You know, when you guys don't register a single shot, I'm sure that doesn't feel good.
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't even know we got a shot or didn't get a shot in that until after the game. So, yeah, that's tough. Yeah, we got to play harder in their zone, get in front of the net, and we worked on that today. So it was pretty good practice out there. Minus, a lot of guys were taking the option. So.
Nice to see Zuby back.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm happy to have him back and on my right side. So he's a huge addition for us.
It's a pretty good company between the two of you, right?
Yeah, I think so. We're building some good chemistry this year. So hopefully years to come we can play together and keep building and building. So yeah, he's a big player for us. When he's not playing, we kind of feel it, and there's some big shoes to fill. So yeah, we're happy to have him back.
It's been kind of at the forefront of the lessons you've taken individually so far this year, your second go around.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't get any easier. Obviously not the year we're having or want to have right now, but we can still turn things around. So we're trying to stay positive, but yeah, just kind of focusing on the day-to-day stuff and not really looking at the future too much right now.
Speaking of the future, with the trade deadline about a week away, Chris Tanev gets traded last night. Do you guys, pay attention to that at all, and how does that affect the mood?
Yeah, honestly, I don't pay attention to it. I'm not a big social media guy. I don't have Twitter or anything, so I don't really see what goes on. But yeah, I mean, maybe some guys pay attention to it more than others. But yeah, for me, I just kind of put it to the side.
With the way the season's gone, and trade deadline approaching, is it hard to kind of ignore some of it, knowing that changes are likely going to come?
Yeah, I mean, we'll deal with those changes when they happen. You're not going to worry about it beforehand. So, I mean, for our team, there's already been a lot of change this year, just with coaches and management and whatnot. So, yeah, I feel like throw anything at our team, we'll be ready for it.
Does it feel like there's some stability coming? We saw all those changes at the first half of the season. Do things at least feel like they're leveling out?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, Steve came in and he's done a great job. Even Jacques too. They're just super professional people, and I've taken a lot from them, and just kind of going through the day, just trying to be a pro the best I can, and yeah, I mean, minus our record, but I feel like things are kind of turning around here.
Feel for a guy like Josh Norris.
Yeah, no, obviously you hate to see anyone go down, but obviously with his history, hate to see him go down like that, and yeah, I'm waiting to hear like you guys on his status right now.
What was your reaction when you saw the play, when you saw him leave the ice?
Yeah, I was actually on the ice. I didn't even see him leave the ice. The last thing I remember was Cassidy coming on for him, and then obviously we got a penalty. So I didn't even know he left the bench until I got to the bench and was looking around for him. Yeah.
What are his spirits like right now?
He's honestly a pretty positive guy. You don't really see him in a bad mood, and yeah, no, I think we're all just waiting to hear what's it going to come down to. So, no, he's always in a good mood, and spirits are always up.
How do you describe the adversity right now, given the fact that also Thomas Chabot, Tim Stützle, Travis Hamonic weren't here at practice today?
Yeah, no, I think it's just some maintenance days. Obviously, we played a lot of hockey, so I don't know the full status on all of them, but I think they're all doing decently okay and should be fine for tomorrow.
The time of year close to deadline, is there any different type of kind of uncertainty feel for this group, given it's a different set of management in here, like it's a feel up top compared to years past, or how do you feel about it all?
Yeah, no, obviously it's always a weird week, I think. Ever since I got into the league, I'm learning more about it as I go in. I remember my first year I'd be watching the trade deadline, and then the older guys would be like, "What are you doing? Turn that off." So now I don't do that, and yeah, it's a different week, and I guess we'll see what happens, but it's a weird week for sure.
What was their messaging in saying turn it off?
Yeah, I think it was Branson. Like, Drake, what are you doing? You got to turn that off, man. I felt like I was 14 years old again, back home watching trade deadline. So obviously it's a different story now that you're playing in the league, and I won't have it on anymore.
Does it get brought up amongst players at all, like I don't know, at dinner on the road or in the room before practice? Like, what's the
Not really, honestly. There's not a whole lot of talk about it. Obviously, you see it on TV and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, there's always rumors, and you don't really know until it happens, right? So, we'll just sit back and see how it unfolds, I guess.
Do you tend to listen a bit more to the rumors just to sort of see whose name potentially is in the mix, especially with the way things have been this past season for this team?
Not really. I mean, you just kind of, I turn on SportsCenter every morning. You see what's going on there and Sportsnet, stuff like that. But no, I don't really know what goes on behind the scenes. Just what I see on TV. So just like I said, what I see on TSN and stuff like that. That's all I know what's going on.
Yeah, obviously tough back-to-back. I mean, I thought we had a good second period. Obviously, third period not like the way we wanted to play. But I think those two games were. I think we lacked a little bit of execution, and I think they came and. I think they had some. The other team was pretty fortunate on their chances as well, and I think we have to just be a better job of being consistent. And we're playing a lot of games right now and a lot of back-to-backs, so just try to be focused on the next one.
When you reflect on the third period, how does it happen that you can't register a single shot?
Yeah, I mean, if I had the answer for that, I would definitely tell you. But I think a lot of things have happened. Give them credit. They break out the puck well. We couldn't keep the puck in the zone. We couldn't sustain a forecheck. And I think as much as the game was going, obviously, they scored the fourth goal, and then that was definitely a killer for us. So I don't really have an answer. I think we just have to do a better job of forechecking and keeping the puck in the zone a little bit longer.
What was your reaction when you saw Josh Norris through the ice?
Yeah. Sucks, honestly. He's been through a lot, and a very close friend of mine, and I feel for him. Obviously, it's I don't know what the results are or anything, but obviously seeing him leaving the ice is never a great look, and he's a strong guy and mentally as well. So I think he'll come back a bit stronger.
Teams go through adversity all the time, but when you look at that practice today, there's no Norris, no Shabbat, like you're missing 4 guys. That's a pretty tall task, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's that stage of the season where, like I said, we play a lot of games. I think it's a lot like that for a lot of teams. So, guys are a little bit banged up. There's maintenance day here and there. So, you're trying to, get better and improve as a team, even if you're missing a couple guys. And I thought the guys out there today did a good job, and we practiced hard and trying to get ready for the next game.
How does the mood in the change room change also just ahead of the trade deadline?
I don't know. I feel like I haven't really talked about it. I think we're just trying to focus on our game. I think those are things that are kind of out of our control, and we're not trying to think too much about it. I think it's we're a tight group. We like each other here, and like I said, I think we just try to focus on the next game and do what we can to come to the rink and improve every day.
When you've gone through what a guy like Josh has gone through, how much of is it a battle mentally as much as it is physically?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me personally, in the past, being injured a couple of times, I feel like the mental part is probably the hardest part, and obviously your body's gonna heal over time. Sometimes it takes more time, sometimes it takes less. It depends, but obviously, I think for me personally, was the challenging part was definitely the mental part of it. Try to stay consistent and just getting better just a little bit every day. Hopefully, it improves every day, and sometimes you have step backs, but. I think that's going to be the challenge for Josh. And like I said, I don't know the result yet, but obviously it's never easy to sustain an injury, and we're obviously going to miss him a little bit.